inflammation, it comes in two types. So you've got your acute inflammation. So when we're unwell, if we've got an injury or a bacterial virus, your inflammatory cells increase and they go to their area and do their thing, whether that's healing an injury or managing and getting rid of the bacteria. And you'll know acute inflammation's going on because you feel unwell. If it's local, as with injuries, you would know about the swelling, the redness, exactly. The pain. So acute inflammation we need, and it keeps us alive. And what happens when they've done their job, the cells subside. But chronic inflammation is quite different. So what happens is those cells rush to an area, but for some reason, those inflammatory cells don't retreat.
So what age should we be doing a test like this? Is this just for elderly or not?
No, so that's a real myth that inflammation is a problem for the elderly. So we want our customers to take this test as early as they can to get that valuable insight, because inflammation does increase as you get older, but what we're also seeing is that inflammation can accelerate the aging process and therefore impacting your longevity. So it's one of those tests that if you take and have those insights, there is so many things you can do to reduce that level of inflammation. And the stats are showing it's about 1 in 5, or it's 18% of the population is living with chronic inflammation.
And then if we have the result, is there, what lifestyle changes can we then make that would make help us going forward?
Diet is a major player in inflammation. So what we want to reduce is those foods that have the inflammatory response.
Which are?
So it's your high processed foods, it's your fried food, and it's your sugars. Okay. Because what that does, when our body senses that food already, we have an inflammatory response. So it's avoiding that, but then it's where you can trying to increase your anti-inflammatory intake. So diet's a big thing. Exercise is another thing, really showing that cardiovascular exercise, 150 minutes a week, can really reduce inflammation. Yeah, so the profile we've carefully put together. So it looks at 3 elements. So the first one is high sensitivity CRP. So CRP is what measures the inflammatory response. But what's good about this test is it's high sensitivity, so we can pick up inflammation at that much lower level. And the second one is the grip strength test. And what the research is showing is those with a lower grip strength are more at risk of inflammation, and vice versa. If you've got a good grip strength, strong, you're at a lower risk of inflammation. So it provides amazing insights, that test. And of course, it's something you can go away and work on.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we want, isn't it? Yeah. You can make changes, and simple changes in your life to make a big difference. Yeah. It's all about preventative, isn't it? And knowing those numbers early on. Yeah,
exactly. And the other component of the test is ferritin. When the body has a level of inflammation, you will see your ferritin levels increase. So these insights from those 3 components gives us a really good picture of someone's level of inflammation, and what a great profile to allow people to make a difference.
So what age should we start having a test like this, and how often should you have them?
So we have no age limit on this. We would really encourage you to have this test at any age
20s,
when you're having
30s?
health assessments. Definitely 20s, 30s, because of the change in lifestyle you can make. And it's a brilliant profile to monitor regularly. So at Bluecrest we've got our health monitor, where we're encouraging our customers to come back for repeat testing and to get that valuable insight and be able to monitor and trace their numbers and readings over time. That's what preventative health is all about.
So you've said obviously what we eat is really important, how we move our body and that exercise. Is there anything else that we should be looking at?
Yeah, so it's not just about the amount of sleep, it's the quality of sleep. And it's while we sleep is when our body can rejuvenate, heal, restore, so really important. And the other factor really worth considering within inflammation is stress. So stress induces an inflammatory response. So again, it's looking, how do you manage your stress? And again, it's an individual approach, isn't it, to how we manage stress and what works for us. But things such as exercise, mindfulness, having hobbies, yoga, doing those things to wind down, because so many of us do live in a heightened level of stress.
I call them my me time.
Me time, yeah, yeah.
Something that you can just put in when you're feeling, because we all live in a rat race, don't we? And we're all, you know, if we're working, they're quite stressful jobs, and that's life, isn't it? But it's finding that thing that's makes you just switch off, and sometimes that's chatting to somebody or even just a cup of coffee, isn't it? My me time.
Yeah, so important. And again, stress is one of those hidden. We don't see the damage that it's doing to our bodies until, you know, it's progressed quite a bit.